Hey guys, you know what? I decided to pop on here real quick and give you guys a quick little shout out and give you just something that's kind of going on in my mind. Hey, even if you enjoy this out, and I will actually do a little bit more live streams. I just jumped on real quick, no makeup, nothing at all whatsoever, but just something that's actually on my mind. I know as submissive males, I know a lot of submissive men, they want to find the doms of their dreams. They want to be with a dominant woman. They want to be, um, they want companionship. Yeah. So your guys have to understand, or even women as well too, if you're submissive, that you are going to have to learn how to open up and talk and discuss things that are going on in you. Now, I know a lot of submissive feels that, oh, because that they are actually submissive and they got a dominant person that's over them, that they shouldn't be allowed to say anything, or that they have to just go with the orders that this person says, or they have to be like really timid or anything like that. That is not true. Let me tell you something. Don't forget your identity. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget that you still voice. It's very important that if you don't like something that's going on, you have to speak up about it, but you do it in a respectful way. You know how to be respectful. I'm sure you do. And you have to do it in a way that it's going to be a little bit of a struggle, but you have to do it in a way that you're going to have to be okay with talking about difficult shit. Because I'm going to tell you something. Once you discuss it and once you talk about it and get it out in the open, it's going to be so much better. Like, there's so many things that are going on in your head when you're in front of a dom, for instance, and they might be doing something or telling you to do something. You're like, what the fuck is this? If you don't take the time afterwards, after it's over, before you go to bed and say, you know what, I just want to talk to you about something for a minute, if that's okay. When we did such and such, I felt like this. If you don't communicate that situation to your dominant person, how are they supposed to know how to correct that? How are they supposed to know that that it is an issue amongst you? So it's very important as a submissive, okay, and as a dominant person as well too. If something's going on, you better believe I am going to talk about it. I'm going to discuss it if it's bothering me, because that is very, very important. I want them to understand and know how I feel and what can we do to correct this. And it's very important as submissive that you do the same thing. But I understand that you're in a bottom role, a submissive role. I'm not saying bottom as if you're the bottom pile, bottom top. Okay. So you have to be able to communicate that, to your dominant, to your top, that there's a concern or you didn't like something or you felt a certain way. That's very important, because aren't your feelings important? Aren't you important too? Of course you are, because when you go behind closed doors and you feel like shit because how a dominant kind of treats you, that's not a good feeling. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about you feel like shit when they're degrading you because you like that. That's your king. I mean, when you go behind closed doors and you really feel like your vibration is really low and you feel like garbage, that is not healthy. Reason why you're feeling that is because that is a sign telling you that something is not right on the other end. Something is not healthy. You need to be able to open it up and discuss that. And I don't want people to feel that just because you're submissive, you should just shut the fuck up and not be able to voice concerns. That's bullshit. And if you come across someone, if you come across a dominant person, and if they tell you that and tell you that your opinion does not matter, then that's a red flag right there. Now, I'm not saying if you happen to be in a scene, or if this is part of a scene that you actually have, established, or it's a play that you're doing, or this has been established like beforehand, that you built trust in this person, and then they say, and then you actually sign over your rights to this person. I mean, that's something completely different. But I'm talking about a lot of new people. There's a lot of new DOMs that are turning 18 years old, that are looking on social media and they think it's like quick instant and I'm just going to get paid from these guys and I'm going to treat them like shit and they're just going to give me money, money, money. You see it all the time. That's why a lot of you guys complain about why are so many doms right now are just want money, money, money. I'm going to do another talk about that. I'm going to know exactly why so many doms are just asking for money. Why people are saying, you know what? If you want to talk to me and drop my DM, you got to pay me. I'm going to tell you exactly why that's happening and exactly why that's occurring. I'm going to do that in another live interview. And if you actually do want to see that, just message and make a comment below, and I'll definitely do a video about that. But I think it's very important because I think that's one of the number one things that I get asked about a lot of guys. And I think it's a misinterpretation as well too, that I see that a lot of guys saying that if a dom asks for money, that's a fake dom. Like, what the fuck is that? A fake dom? I mean, what's a real dom and what's a fake dom? That's bullshit. As if fin dom is not someone's, you know, fetish, you know, or kink, you know. So yeah, I definitely want to do a live video about that because I think it's very important that you guys understand exactly why. Not I'm not talking about findom. I'm talking to you about why a lot of women ask for money right off the bat for guys. And I think if you guys understand that, okay, that's very important. If you understand it, doesn't mean you have to accept it. But if you understand it, it might make things just a little bit better for you guys. All right, sounds good. So going back to what I want to talk about is that a lot of submissives that I've come across has issues from the past, issues from the childhood. And what happens is that if you don't deal with those things from your childhood, you kind of bring those things up, unhealthy relationships all along. And then when you find yourself a good, great, dominant person, a dominant woman that you really like, you're going to fuck that up. And let me tell you why you're going to fuck that up. You're going to fuck it up because, like I just said, you don't open up and you don't talk about things that are going on to you. You shut off the world, and when you shut off the world, you shut her off too because you created this freaking habit of always being by yourself or just always just tucking those things back in some kind of compartment in your head and thinking that's going to be okay. But it hasn't been working for you, has it? No. So who pays for that? Not only you pay for that, but actually the dominant woman is paying for that too. Because they're like, what the hell is going on with this person? You know? So a relationship's only going to work as you put into it and what you're going to discuss and what you're going to give. You know, that's so important. If you have someone who's with you that's really tough, well, once you try to understand why they are so tough with you, you know, so ma'am, I want to sit down, I want to talk to you, and if you have a little bit of time, I just want to just discuss a little bit of something that's kind of going on with me. Isn't that great? Don't you have the right to talk and discuss, what's going on in your head and how you feel too, so you can have a better, healthier relationship? Don't you want that? I mean, when you get paddled, wouldn't the paddling be a whole lot better when you have that connection and that vibe with that person? If you come and meet up together and you go and have dinner together, wouldn't that vibe and that connection be so much better if you're basically on the same page and not the animosity? If you live together, wouldn't that relationship be so much better when you both understand each other and what's going on with you and know how to deal with that accordingly? Okay? I am leaving this on the submissive part. Yeah, okay? Dominants have that part too, but I'm leaving this with as you as a submissive. Do your part too. Speak up too. Have a voice. Understand, what's going on with you and how you are. That's very important. How can you come to a dom when you got so much shit? And that's another thing too. A lot of submissives are looking for a dominant woman thinking they can help you with all your shit. And that's screwed up. That is selfish. That is very selfish to actually try to find a dominant woman so she can help you with your baggage and everything that you've been through, you got to work on yourself first. So understand, I'm not saying you have to be 100% fully okay and fully good to go before you meet a dominant woman. I'm saying at least understand why you act the way you act. At least understand why you are the way you are. So when you do actually find out dominant woman, you can actually tell her, I'm this way because because of this happened to me. I'm that way because somebody did this to me and I've never been able to deal with it. That's good. I would love for someone to open up and tell me that. I love when submissive guys do that, because you know what, as a dominant, that can allow me to help improve them even more. That would actually help me find the tools to help them so we can have a better relationship. So, guys or girls, if you're submissive, okay, understand how you are, why you are. But if you don't even know that, at least approach the dominant person and tell them, you know what? Can I have a minute? Can I speak to you? I felt this way when this happened. When you start the dialogue, and that's very important, when you start a dialogue, that opens up a whole nother can of feelings. Because when you start a dialogue, when you start talking through stuff, and you start realizing shit that you actually probably never even realized until you started talking and discussing. So don't just shut up. Okay, well, no, shut up. She tells you to shut the hell up. But don't shut up about things if things are really bothering you, or if things are really red flagging to you. Okay, don't let it get to the point when it gets so far away when you have control of it. Okay, if you see and you do see things, you sense it, you see it, you know it. We all do. We all have those. We all have the ability to feel and to see, the vibrations. So when you feel that and when you see that something's kind of off, let's just say with your dominant, okay, because even a dominant sees it with you as well too. A lot of dominants, you know what they do? They'll probably just fucking ignore it, ignore it. Especially if they're new ones, they might just ignore it and be like, that's just the way he is, or just, fuck, I don't give a fuck about, how he is. But a really great dominant, they will see that. Okay. And they may give you time. They might step back a little bit and give you a time. And time might be a couple of days, a couple of hours, or something like that. And then they'll approach. But even you as a submissive, you have to understand the dominant person is not a god, or they're god or goddesses like I am. But what I'm saying is that they have issues as well too. They have insecurities as well too. They're trying to learn you as well too. And if you don't communicate to them and allow them to be able to fix you that you have, then that's just wrong. So give them the opportunity to be able to improve the relationship as well too. So communicate that. Be open. Open up your heart more. Communicate what's going on with you. You have the right to have a voice. Stand up for yourself. Do it in a respectful way and make sure that you're heard. All right, guys. Talk to you next time. If you do want more of these lives, drop a comment, let me know, and I'll do some more lives. Put a little bit more makeup on next time, but yeah, you know who I am.